McCarthy's plan all along has been to slowly bring Dak Prescott along since the Cowboys found out he had a calf strain. Dak was limited in practice yesterday while Dallas prepared backup Cooper Rush as the starter just in case. And however, CeeDee Lamb said his starting QB looked, quote, perfectly fine yesterday despite the injury. That's good news to hear from CeeDee. Shannon, scale 1 to 10, how sure are you Dak will play Sunday night?
10.
10. Thank you, Dr. Sharp.
Jerry Jones, so this is not even registered on his worry meter. So why should I be worried? I mean, Dr. Jones has spoken. Look, and plus, it's Wednesday, Skip. Just ease it back into practice. Don't do anything, strenuous. Just let him take it gradually build. We'll see Friday how it feels. Get on the plane Saturday, take off. And when they play? Sunday night? Sunday night, yeah. Get on the plane Saturday and be ready to go Sunday night. I am not concerned about this. I know you want to try to build this up like my quarterback is about to experience something and it ain't going to happen. I'm not worried. You're not worried. Jerry Jones is not worried. CeeDee Lamb said the quarterback looked good to him. That's good enough for me.
Jerry Jones is now trying to speak something out of existence. He's trying to make it go away. So I'm going to ignore it so it will subside and just get well.
What about CeeDee?
He just said he looked normal. That's what he said, normal. And CeeDee's final line was, I'm 90% sure he's going to be out there. But he didn't say I'm 100%.
Okay,
you
90.
said 10.
I went 10.
Okay, are you going to go 9 out of 10
No,
or 10
I'm going
out of 10?
10.
I don't get it. I'll go up to a 6 today just because I'm starting to be slightly optimistic. But also our man Ezekiel Elliott, said that Cooper Rush looked great in practice yesterday and that I have all the faith in the world in him. And it seemed like he was planting seeds like we may just have to go forward with Cooper Rush. Undrafted out of Central Michigan, had one short stint back in 2017 in a real game in which he completed 1 of 3 passes for a grand total of 2 yards.
Why are you trying to oversell this?
Okay, I'm not trying to oversell it. I'm just telling you for a fact. If Cooper Rush starts on Sunday night, we will lose.
First of all, there's a chance you'll lose even if Dak starts.
Okay,
so
to your point.
That being said,
the Vikings are tied for the lead in the NFL with the Chicago Bears in sacks.
Yep.
That's not a great place to go if you can't move, right? And what else do the Vikings have on their resume so far?
First cousins.
They've won 3 of their last 4 to get to 3-3. And by the way, do you remember what they did at Arizona against the hottest team in pro football on stage tonight on Fox?
They should have won that game.
They should have won the game because their kicker had a 37-yard walk-off field goal at the buzzer and missed it.
And he gagged it.
And if you don't gag it, you just beat Arizona and they're not undefeated, and you're on their kind of roll, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And remember, they lost their opener in overtime to the Bengals, which is no shame now.
Right.
But again, it's actually a point for them that they took the Bengals to overtime, right? Okay, so they're a dangerous opponent. I need Dak to be right. And McCarthy talked yesterday about how quarterbacks can get over this injury faster than other positions because there's not quite as much, severe push-off on the calf. But remember what he went through with your man Aaron Rodgers back in those 2014 playoffs. He limped through the whole playoff. Remember that?
Yep.
And he limped through the Des Carter game, and he limped up to Seattle, and he had his worst playoff game, to my eye, at Seattle. And you have to give him a slight break and slight pass.
Oh, McCarthy, that should have been your first indication about time management, clock management, and decision-making, McCarthy, in that game.
Okay, but wasn't there an onside kick that was botched? Right? Okay, so that hurt. But Aaron played, by his standards, poorly in that game. Was it some that he didn't have the mobility? He couldn't make you miss a little bit in the pocket?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so again, I saw the video of Dak. We've been showing the video. He looked pretty normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I just know these things linger, these things persist.
What if it ain't? What if it's not a thing? What if it's not a thing?
Well, I hope it's not, and I hope you are right because we need to launch from here. We need to go up to Minnesota. This will be a tough game. You could argue it's our toughest game. You could say since the opening night at Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Well, the Chargers should have beat you.
Yeah, but Dak Prescott has owned third cousins, and
he didn't. No, he didn't.
And I remind you, my team went up there with Andy Dalton and won last year, but Andy Dalton is way better than Cooper Rush.
And the year before, first cousins came to your place and beat the brakes off you. So
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
It's a distant memory.
He
didn't beat the brakes off us, actually.
Brakes.
We had you. You were on the ropes.
Yeah. And then what happened?
Kirk Cousins was on the ropes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, after Dak got hot-handed, they gave it to Zeke 3 straight plays, and we went nowhere. Well, do you remember that?
Now you blame it. So you're going to blame
Jason Garrett. Thank you. That was on Jason Garrett. Remember? That was a big, was it like a Thursday night game, I believe it was. But we owned them.
First cousin was dealing.
Yeah.
But hold on, wait a minute. So you believe Dak, his injury might be significant, but you don't believe Goat James' injury might be having a nagging injury, huh?
I don't. Because did Dak keep playing after it? No, he threw a walk-off.
It was a walk-off.
I know, but
he said he could have.
Okay, well, could he?
I've been going by what he said.
I watched him limp all the way up the tunnel off the field. I didn't see LeBron limp for 1 second after his alleged injury with 6:30 left in the second quarter.
Did LeBron go down?
He played 25 more minutes. Did you see him limp or gimp around?
Did he go down?
No.
Did he go down?
He went down, but he always goes down because
Did
he's
Dak go
the
down?
melodrama king.
I saw Dak run down there, was hugging up CD, and then all of a sudden he come up there.
He wasn't running, he was limping.
And then all of a sudden I see him after the game, he walking like Captain Hook.
He was limping all the way up the tunnel.
Stop it.
Yeah, and then he had a boot on after the game. Did LeBron leave in a boot from Staples?
Hey, they put everybody in a boot now.
Sunday night?
Dude got a hurt elbow. He in a walking boot. I'm like, what did boot got to do with his elbow?
I don't know.
So they put everybody in the boot. They ain't do nothing.
Yep. I don't know. A lot of people are reporting that the Cowboys are 50-50 on playing because they don't want this to linger. They want to make sure it's done.
Hold on. I don't want to know what no Cowboys. I want to know what Jerry say. Because that's the only one that matter. Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, it doesn't matter. The reporters, doesn't matter. What does Jerry say?
Jerry's saying, I got a Super Bowl shot here, and I need my quarterback to play, so I'm going to ignore it and hope it goes away.
Okay.
Let's see about that Sunday night. It all gets very interesting. I'm actually already really excited for Monday. This should be fun for us. For me, hopefully. Does Kyler Murray have an MVP in his future, guys? Stick around. Traded to the Dolphins by next Tuesday's deadline.
I do. Both parties seems to be very, very interested in getting a deal done. I remember coming out here and Skip, and I tell you, I said he's never taken another snap for the Houston Texans. They can dig in. Nick Sirianni I think that's the name. That's the general manager. I said he can dig in all he want to. Deshaun Watson has never taken another snap for them.
Yeah.
This was before.
You're talking about Casario.
Nick Casario, excuse me. Not Sirianni.
Yeah.
Nick Casario.
Yeah.
And even before these accusations came to light, I said, this is Deshaun Watson's stance. I spoke to someone very close to him. I said, this is it. Oh, no, they seem to be dug in. I said, he dig in all they want to. He ain't taking a snap for him. And they probably should have moved on and could have got a king's ransom had they done this, Skip, in the offseason before the draft. But they wanted to try, they wanted to try to hold their ground, toe the line. And it's like, nah, he was done with that. And it seems to me that Stephen Ross has agreed to the compensation. When you are someone like this, given the accusations that's been levied against Deshaun, you running this all the way. This ain't no general manager. This ain't no player personnel. Skip, you going to him. You going over to his house.
Yeah.
And you says, okay, you lay out. Okay, this is what's being said. These are some of the accusations. Are you comfortable giving up one, possible 2 first-rounders, maybe a second and a third, and maybe even a player? Mr. Ross, are you okay with this? You do know. Now, Mr. Ross has asked the NFL, we need some assurances, but the NFL can't give you assurances when they don't know what the DA is going to do. Now, I think her name is pronounced Og, O-G-G, Kim Og, who's the DA of Harris County. They haven't done anything.
In Houston.
Houston. She's probably going to have to convene a grand jury because I'm afraid if she were to just totally drop, let this thing go, women's group going to be, woo. So she probably will convene a grand jury and says, hey, I took it to the grand jury. They said, no, I don't really know what else you want me to do. Yeah. The NFL can't give him any assurances, Skip, because they don't have all the facts either. I just believe, just with me talking, I haven't talked to anybody, I would assume that if Deshaun didn't play a down this year, that would be his punishment. I could be wrong. Roger Goodell, knowing Roger Goodell, ain't no telling what he might do because they all over the place. Because 1 minute, Skip, you know what they do? They wrote up a full report on Bountygate. They ain't give you nothing on Spygate. They run up a full report on Deflategate. Ain't give you nothing on the Washington football team.
No.
So you see the consistency.
Yeah.
So we never know what we're going to get out of this organization.
No.
But for me, Skip, I believe this is done. But next Tuesday, the trade deadline, I believe Deshaun Watson will be a Miami Dolphins because I believe both parties are very interested, highly interested in getting a deal done. And it is best for both parties to move on without each other.
Okay. I hear you if we're talking strictly football on the field.
Yeah.
It sounds like signed off, ready to go.
Yes.
Here we go, ahead of next Tuesday's, I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline.
That is correct.